Hi, everybody. It's Julianne from Acting from All Angles, and I am in beautiful San Francisco. Look at that. Look at that beach. I'm so excited to be here today. I'm so excited to talk to you guys too. I got my technical difficulties. I got my little friend here, Penny. Penny, say hi. So she's my brother's dog, and we're hanging out. And if she starts barking in the middle of this, which she may, I might have to do a quick stop. And hi. I am so sorry that Facebook Live didn't work out earlier today, but I had a hard time getting up because I've been very busy. But I wanted to. Hey, Scott's there. Hi. I just wanted to say hello from San Francisco and do a quick Facebook Live. We actually have some really cool stuff that we're going to be talking about today. So, let's see here. I keep getting texts from people. All right, so I'm in San Francisco. I'm on vacation, and Acting from All Angles today is going to be about Jeopardy, okay? Jeopardy, and I'm not talking about the television show. Am I, Penny? Penny says no. We're going to be talking about Jeopardy because that's what I've really been thinking about a lot lately, and that is because on my little trip here, I have to say I have been enjoying San Francisco and the beautiful everything here, but I've also been binge watching my head off on that show I just blogged about on Tuesday called Ertuğrul Resurrection, which is this Turkish Game of Thrones show, and it's incredible. It's so amazing. So I actually have to confess that I binged watched that show for 34 hours straight. Like crazy, huh? I started at 3:30 on Tuesday afternoon, and I did not stop till 1:30 Wednesday morning. Of course, I took Penny Poo for walks, huh? And got something to eat and stuff like that. But it was such a compelling show. It is such a compelling show, and the reason why is because of Jeopardy. So let's talk about Jeopardy today. So this is going to be sort of more of a craft talk, talking about craft and about script writing, playwriting, but also it's going to help you as an actor. So what is Jeopardy? I know I say Jeopardy and you think of the show on TV, but the game show, but that show doesn't really have anything to do with Jeopardy. So what Jeopardy is, as an idea, it's actually a noun, and I got my notes right here, I'm going to read from it. Jeopardy, the definition is of being in danger of being damaged or destroyed, or of danger of being harmed or destroyed, exposure to imminent cause of death, loss, or injury. So when you're in jeopardy, it means something horrible. Look at my dog. Is happening. My dog is digging. That's pretty horrible. So it means something horrible it could happen. It may happen. And that's actually what makes a really, really good story. So like in this story, it's called Ertuğrul. Kind of like guttural, but it's Ertuğrul. Anyway, so in it, like all these crazy things happen. Like Ertuğrul is in love with this girl named Halime, and she turns out she's a sultan's daughter, and she gets kidnapped by the Emir of Aleppo, and the Emir of Aleppo wants to marry her, but of course she loves Ertuğrul, and she's going to have to be forced to marry this guy, and it's going to ruin her life, right? So that is huge jeopardy. That is something really horrible that's going to happen to her, and Ertuğrul of course has to go save her, and if she gets actually married to this other guy, his life's going to be horrible too. So that's jeopardy, and that's something that they've got to stop from happening, and that happens constantly through this series. There's always like huge dangerous situations happening. So when we're writing stories, when we're writing for the screen or for the stage, we need to be able to bring out stories that are going to put people into jeopardy. Stories that you're just like, how are they going to get out of this one? They are surrounded by 25 crusaders and knights that are going to kill them, and they only have like 3 guys against all these people. How are they going to do it? So things that really make us feel like, oh my gosh, it's going to be a disaster if it doesn't happen. So that's something we can look at when we write about. Another thing is to look at for acting. What is the jeopardy of the scene? Some people call this stakes. Like, what's the high? Is this a high stake thing? They call it, what's at stake here? What's the jeopardy? So, say you're on a cop show, and you're hunting for the serial killer, and your niece has been kidnapped, and we don't know where she is, but we think she's with the serial killer. So that that would be extreme Jeopardy for you. You're going to lose a loved one, so you've got to get this. The stakes are really high. You've got to get this resolved. I want to just read one last thing about the etymology of Jeopardy. Oh, and I also want to tell you about the game show, how it came up with its name. So the etymology, which means the study of the words, I'm going to read this. It says, centuries ago, the old French term Jeopardy didn't mean danger, but rather an alternative or literally a divided game. That French expression was used for anything that represented an alternative viewpoint or gave two opposing viewpoints. Jeopardy passed along to Anglo-French as Jeopardy, and from there it was borrowed into Middle English and respelled Jeopardy. At first, the English word was used to refer to the risks associated with alternative moves in the game of chess. Highly interesting. Hi, Ashley. Soon, however, the term came to be used more generally in the risk or danger sense that is used today. I thought that was really, really cool. And one last thing, so let's close up with this. We're going to talk about the game Jeopardy. We're like, why is Jeopardy called Jeopardy? I've always thought that. So Jeopardy, the game show, doesn't have anything really to do with Jeopardy, but this is the story of how it got its name. It says, the original name for Jeopardy, the game show, due to how the format worked, was called What's the Question? Which makes sense, right? It was an unexciting title, and the NBC executives confirmed it by saying to Merv Griffin, the creator of the show, there's no Jeopardies in the game. It needs more Jeopardies, meaning there was nothing really at stake at the game, right? And Merv didn't completely listen. He just kept hearing the word Jeopardy, 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 and he was like, wow, what a word. That's a great word. So he told the network executives, I heard what you're saying, and we've decided to change the name. From this day on, the name of the show will be called Jeopardy, and the rest is history. So I thought that was interesting. So think about it in your scene work. What's the Jeopardy? What's at stake? What are you going to lose in this? That's what Jeopardy is. What is at risk of being lost? And also watch Urtrell because it kicks butt, and I'm going to put a link to it here because it's so good. And I promised myself I wouldn't binge watch anymore. Ashley says she's jealous of me right now. Well, clearly, I would be too. Look at this place. It's a really great thing. So, thanks guys for watching. Sorry again, it wasn't at our usual time, but I was very tired and couldn't get up from all that binge watching. So yeah, here we are, San Francisco. I'll let you just take it in for a minute. Penny's very happy. She's relaxing on the beach. Dug her a nice. And here's a nice view. All right, I will see you guys next week at class. I'll see you next week for Acting from All Angles. Have a great one. Bye-bye.